In this video, we will be discussing how to set up and use custom metadata in CatDV. For networked CatDV deployments, we recommend setting up the system using the web administration pages. For standalone CatDV setup, or as an alternative, we can use the installed client preferences. Custom metadata can be any kind of information that can help you find and reuse your media assets. For example, a football team might want to record the teams playing, location, and the players appearing within a shot. Or a house of worship might want to record the speaker or the relevant passage in their holy book. Ultimately, your ability to find and reuse content will only ever be as good as your metadata. With CatDV, it's easy to set up and use this custom metadata and even automatically populate it using our intelligent tools. First, we're going to be talking about creating new fields. So, we need to go into CatDV's Preferences tool and choose Field Definitions. From here, we want to hit the User-Defined Fields option. I'm going to add a few different fields of a few different types. In this window, we can now define our user fields, giving us the ability to add our own metadata, fitting our own specifications. There are a few different types of metadata that CatDV supports. For this example, I'm going to start by creating a free text field for review notes, a grouping field which will show us a drop-down list of values for location, a button for shot type, which is choosing one from a list where all the values are displayed at the same time. We'll choose the values wide, mid and close up here. Then we'll have a button where we choose one or more values for the weather and have the values cloudy, sunny, rainy and foggy. And lastly, we'll have an auto-suggest field for some performer names. You can also select here if the field must be completed or if it can be edited by a user. There are lots of other sophisticated CatDV data types that are described in the documentation. Okay, so now we're going to create some pick lists for our drop-down lists and auto-suggest fields. So from the Field Definition section of Preferences, we want to hit the Pick Lists button, and now we can link some new values to our fields. I'm just going to paste some data in from a text editor to save time. The locations of the biggest cities in the USA, and for performers, a list of guitarists. Then for our shot types, and the weather. You can see there is the option to make these values fixed or allow the user to extend the list of values and whether to sort the list. Okay, so now we've created the fields and specified the possible value for those fields, we can add them to a new panel in the user interface. So in Preferences, we need to find the Customize Details panel section. Here you can see all the panels available to you. You can choose whether or not the panels are visible and change the order in which they're displayed. We're going to add a new panel and add the new fields that we've just created. When adding fields, we are given a list of the fields available in CatDV. There's a search bar we can use to find the ones we want, and custom fields are displayed with red coloured text. Now that we have the correct fields in our custom panel, we can save the panel. Returning to the CatDV interface, we can see the panel that we've just created. Here's the free text box for review notes, our grouping field for location, our auto-suggest field. I'll start to type a value and you can see CatDV trying to work out what I'm trying to type and then show me the options to choose from. Our button for shot type, we can only choose one of these values. And lastly, select buttons for the weather. So, we have created some new fields, populated the values they are allowed to have, and then displayed them in CatDV. For our enterprise systems, we can overlay security onto these panels so that only certain people or roles can access them. All of this information and a lot more is available on the CatDV website. Why don't you take a look at www.squarebox.com, and thank you very much for watching.